Hey, sweet people, it's cookie time. Look at me. Look at that, how cute. Look at this, how cute. I'm telling y'all, you keep me supplied, don't you, darlings? Well, I appreciate everything. I've even got a flower in the kitchen window right here. Let me turn you around where you can see it. It is it's that right there. And it's going to bloom. It's a amaryllis. It's in plastic, not plastic, wax. And it'll bloom and be so beautiful. Listen, today we're making chocolate chip oatmeal cookies, and these are the very best. As a child, I ate them when I came in after school. Mom would have a big old platter fixed of them, and I'd get me some ice cold milk in a tin cup like this. Let me show you what I'd get it in one of these. Different ones. I'd get it in that, and I'd drink me a big old glass of milk. I've always loved milk. So we're going to make these. All right. In case you didn't get the second book, try to write this down because it's just so good. I'm sorry you didn't get it, but they're sold out, and there's just not one available. But anyway, that's what I'm making. Chocolate chip oatmeal cookies. There's William and Izza helping me doing it last year. Or year before last, I was. And there they are. And that's what we're doing. Okay. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to beat up some solid white shortening in this mixer. And we're going to beat it until it's nice and fluffy. That's the first thing we're going to do. There. So I've got a whole cup of shortening. Now, y'all write it down if you need to. Because these, I'm telling you, these are to die for. They are so good. So good. I've already got my oven set at 350 degrees. And I'm fixing to, you have to grease your cookie sheet. And I'm fixing to do that right down a minute. And when I'm making cookies, I don't like to use that spray on stuff. I just don't. I like to do it myself. So I'm going to turn this on high. It happens every time, doesn't it? I always forget to plug this thing in. I do it for safety reasons. I don't plug it in. Let's see. I had my light plugged in. Woo! Woo! Light got me. All right, we're going to beat that up really, really super good. Let me turn our light back on. If I can find the little doodad, I'll find it in a minute. I'm going to beat it on high speed. And I'm going to whip it till it's light and fluffy. All right, y'all, it's nice and fluffy. Turn it off. We're going to get 1.5 cups of flour. And make sure that you use the all-purpose right there. White Lily all-purpose. Because you don't want them, you want to go right by the recipe. And into this flour right here, we're going to mix. I got 1.5 cups of flour, all purpose. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Y'all remember these little bowls? We used to eat out of them in the cafeteria. I found them one time at an antique shop, and I just had to have them. All right, and 1 teaspoon, a whole teaspoon of salt. So now what have you got down? You've got 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Now, baking soda in our stores is the one that comes in that big yellow box. I'm going to add this slow. I'm going to stir it around in there a little bit first. I'm going to add it to our mixture, I think. Let me see. Yep. No. You set it aside. You set it aside. Sorry. I'm reading my recipe, y'all. I don't want to mess up today. All right, that's fluffy. So now we're going to add our sugars and beat well. And then we're going to do in our eggs and stuff. So, all right, we've got this fluffy. Now we're going to put in 1 cup of white sugar. Write this down now so you'll have it. Y'all, I'm out of it. Don't write that down. Mark the X through it. I can't see. All right. Let's see. Wait just a minute. 3/4 of a cup. I'm sorry. That's 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. And I've got 3/4 of a cup. 3/4 of a cup right here of brown sugar. And no, I did not pack it tight. I packed it slightly, but not really tight, okay? And put your brown sugar in. So we got a teaspoon of white, 3/4 cup of white and 3/4 cup of brown. Mine is the light brown. You use whatever kind you want. All right, now we're going to beat that up good. Now we're going to put in, when we get it beat up good, we're going to put in our eggs. Let me make sure. And I got to add a teaspoon or something. Let me see right here. A teaspoon of hot water. So I'm letting my water run right there for just a minute. All right, now we're going to add an egg, and then we're going to add the other egg. You want to make it really good now, so I'm going to turn it off just a second and make sure that there's none down on the bottom. Okay. Let's add our egg in. We're going to add 1 egg and 2 eggs. Yes, Lord, I'd be so excited if I came home from school and Mama had chocolate chip cookies made. All right, now we're going to add 1 teaspoon of hot water, and I'm letting my water get hot over here. It's hot, all right. Let me see. I'm going to read it again. Yep, 1 teaspoon. That's a teaspoon. And this is hot water. Doesn't seem like that would do much of anything, does it? But it did. Now we're going to add a whole teaspoon full of vanilla. We're going to mix that up real good. Okay, we're going to let that go for a while. Let me get a spoon. And we are going to put in our flour mixture now. I love to bake homemade cookies because the house smells so good and they just taste better than bought ones. I mean, they do. Let's face it. I think because love went in it. Love is going in this. It'd just be my luck if that was a baking soda and nothing rises because it's all on top of the mixer. When my mother passed away, I got her mixer. This is not it. I let Hannah have it so that she would have a mixer. And then I had one that was really old that I got from at a yard sale at Wesley Daycare in Andalusia. They used to keep little children. And they had a mixer, I guess, to help the children bake them cookies and stuff. I don't know, but they had a big yard sale, and I bought it for $25. It was a KitchenAid, and it was kind of cream color. It was real pretty. And I think Anna's got that now. When I get a new one, I give my old one away to somebody that needs it. And I can say this, this, when you buy one of these, it's worth every penny. It's worth every penny. Maybe you'll get one for Christmas. All right, let me do this. We want to get all of it off of there. And we're going to add in our other ingredients. And we're going to mix them in well. Okay? If I had a little child here, I'd let them lick the beater. But I don't. But I used to let my children lick the beater. And the spoon and everything else. All right, so we've got that. Now all we got to do now is mix up our dry ingredients. Let me show you what they are. And you take this out and mix them by hand. We're gonna mix in 1 whole bag of chocolate chips, and I got the big ones like this. It's 12 ounces. That's a lot of chocolate, but that's why they're so good, y'all. That's why they're so good. We're gonna mix in that, and then let me chop these pecans up right here real quick. We're gonna have a cup and a half of these. So let me just mix these up real quick. It won't take me but a second. And then we fix to bake these jewels. You don't want to cut your pecans up too tiny, y'all. You just want to cut them kind of chunky. If you're allergic to pecans, don't put them in there. You change it up like you want to. If you don't want to put chocolate chips, then don't put them in there. Put you whatever you want. But I love the chocolate chips. And I would do it just like the recipe said in my second cookbook. That's what I'm doing. That is what I'm doing. I'm trying to see. I've got some that are whole. When I've chopped them up, I can see them. They're still whole. All right. Remember, always keep your pecans in the freezer because they will go rancid. I just got these out of the freezer. Okay. So we got chocolate chips in there. We've got, we're going to put these pecans in there. This is a cup and a half. And we're going to put 2 cups of old-fashioned oats. Let me get this kind of stirred up a little bit first. I'm just going to stir it right here in the mixing bowl. Doesn't that look good, y'all? Ooh! And I've got some good fresh milk in the refrigerator. Down south, we call it sweet milk. That's what we call it. When Mother wanted sweet milk, she'd put on her grocery list, she'd say sweet milk or she'd say buttermilk. And we knew what it meant. She didn't put just milk. She wanted to make sure we got the right thing. Look how that looks. See how good that looks? You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Get you a jar and put them in it. A big jar. Always remember, in the bottom of your jar, excuse me, in the bottom of your jar, fold up a paper towel and put in the bottom. What that does is that absorbs any moisture that might be around, and it'll keep your your cookies nice and crispy like they're supposed to be and not soggy. 2 cups of old-fashioned oats, not the steel cut, just the old-fashioned. You can see how big they are. 2 cups of those. Stir that around, mix it around real good. Look what a pile of cookie dough we've got. Look at that. Might have to take the back of your spoon and kind of doodle it around a little to get it mixed in good. All right, I've already greased 2 cookie sheets because while one of them's cooking, I'm going to be putting the other one on the cookie sheet. That's how I like to do it. Your batter's kind of stiff here, so you're either going to need a big old bowl or do it in your mixer bowl, but I'm telling you, it takes some muscle. You can't just stir like this. Let me see what y'all are saying. Are you saying anything to me? You're wanting a cookie, aren't you? You're wanting it right out of the oven, aren't you? When that chocolate is nice and tender and soft and warm. I know what you're thinking. Well, have you got all this stuff in your house right now? Have you got some chocolate candy bars you can cut up and put in if you don't have any chocolate chips? What have you got in there? All right, this is good enough. Now, let's get over here to our cookie sheet and cook us a batch. I think I've got it mixed real good. Okay, let me wash my hands off. I'm going to get y'all set up over here on this other part, and so you can see. And we're fixed to eat them. I'm going to eat probably 2 or 3. Okay, we're going to drop these by the tablespoonful on this cookie sheet. Okay? So what I got, I've got 2 little soup spoons that we use to eat soup with. And so I'm just going to reach down in here and get one. That's about a tablespoon. Just the main thing is just to have them all the same size. And that you do not pat them down or anything like that, which is a good thing. You just put them on there. I'm going to try to put 4 going across if I can. And I might get 5 or 6 going down. I don't know. We'll have to see. Let me move this one over a little bit. I just greased my cookie sheet with just regular stuff. All right, so I don't know how many cookies this makes. I'll have to look and see if I put it in the recipe. I know that it makes a lot. I don't recall. I make so much stuff, I don't even know. But I'm telling you that it makes a lot of cookies. And your problem with making these is they're going to be gone so quick. You're going to be right back in the kitchen where you started making some more. You could use your basic recipe, which would be, you know, the flour and vanilla and everything else the same. This one kind of looks a little bit small right there. Let me get him fixed. And put something else in it from time to time instead of chocolate. But I love the chocolate. That's what I like. I like chocolate. I'm just going to do 4 across because I don't know how far they're going to spread out. It's been a year since I made these things. I can't make them all the time because they're too good. I wind up being, as Mama says, big as the side of the house. Have y'all ever heard that before? Hey, you're as big as the side of the house. All right, here we go. We're going to cook them, I think. Let me get over there and tell y'all how much we're going to cook them. Let me get my other thing out right here. Let me look real quick and see. I think it's 8 to 12. Let me look and see. Or 8 to 10. Let's see what it says. 10 to 12. 10 to 12 minutes. It is 10 minutes to 4 right now. So I'll cook it to about 4 o'clock. And I'm going to set them out here on my counter to cool. Okay? So it's in this book. And in case you need to know, it's on page 89. 89. And I'm sorry that you can't get this book right now. Because it's sold out. It sells out. They sell out, y'all. They sell out. But maybe one day we can do a reprint. I don't know when. We've already done about 3 reprints. I just can't keep them going. All right, let me do another one of these. So when those, in 10 minutes, that'll be ready to come out and do. Y'all, did your mama make you homemade cookies? There's so many different kinds. And listen, in my last cookbook that I just finished, and then there is copies of that available, but in the last one, Live Each Little Moment Yet, it's a gold book, hardback, over 100 recipes in it. I did a whole chapter on cookies. I mean, a whole chapter. Because I love cookies. I guess that if I had to choose between cake, pies, and cookies, I would choose cookies. I love them. Oh my goodness, look at that. What in the world? What in the world? I guess that's a little oat that I didn't mix up too good. I could put this on the bottom shelf, but the reason I don't is I'm afraid it's going to hurt the consistency of the cookie. I'd rather just wait and do it like this. But I can see my mama now. She probably baked those things while we were at school, and when we walked in, it smelled like cookies, and she'd have that gallon of milk out there, had us a little cup out there, and she just let us eat till we wanted to quit. She never did, Mama never did tell us, like, you can't have but 3 now. You eat 3 cookies and that's all. She never once told me that, not one time. She let us eat all we wanted to eat. I was never hungry because I ate till I couldn't. And I also ate as much as my brothers ate. I have always eaten a lot of food. Always. But then I'm very active too. I mean, I'm active. So maybe I burn it up. I don't really know why. This one needs just a little bit more. All right, so 4 to 4 is 16. 16 to 16 is what, 32? All right, we've already got 32 cookies made right here. And I want to just show you how much batter we've got left. Look at all that batter. So I think we're going to get at least 2 more, maybe even 3 more cookie sheets full. So we got 32. 32 and 32 is what? 64. And that's if we get 2 more. If we get 3, you have to add 16 more to 64. 16 to 64, that's put down your 0, carry your 1. What is that, 80 or something? Y'all do your math in your head. Can you do it? What's 64 plus 16? 4 and 6 is 0. We'll put down your 0, carry your 1. And that'd be 7, 8. Yeah, it's 80 cookies. 80 cookies. And I don't even know if we won't have more than that. I'm just telling you, it makes a lot. Have you got some oatmeal in the house? Have you got some kind of chocolate, like maybe chocolate chips or chocolate candy bars you can cut up? And get you about that 12 ounces, probably about a cup and a half or something. I don't know. I just poured it all in there like the recipe said. These will be really good. And y'all put them in a cookie jar or a glass jar so you can see them. And close that lid and put you a paper towel in there. I'll be back in just a few minutes and they're going to be ready. We're going to eat them. Okay, my cookies are fixed to come out of the oven. And so I wanted to show you this one little trick that I use because it makes such a difference in the longevity of your cookies, but they're really not going to last that long. I just fold up a paper towel and I put it in the bottom of my jar like that. And when my cookies are cool, they're really cool, then I'm going to put them in here and I'm going to, this is an old-timey jar, I'm going to screw on this old lid on it. And I'm going to put it over there on that buffet for everybody just get them one when they want to. They won't all fit in this jar. So what I'm going to do is put the others after they cool in a big old plastic thing, and I am going to let me get these out. There they are. I'm going to put them in a big old plastic thing, and as we eat the cookies, I'm going to replenish my jar, okay? All right, so all I'm going to do now is to scoop these off, and you want to scoop them off while they are hot, because they're soft and tender right now, but they're, all right, so here's how I do it. I don't put them on a cooling rack because they're so soft when you first take them out that they would go through the rack, okay? So I'm just going to do it like this. Wait a minute, let me put this other one back. Let me put the other one in there so it can be cooking. And I want to tell y'all this too. You know, I grease this cookie sheet with just a little solid grease. But let's say that you don't want to cook all your cookies today. Or maybe you want to make up the stuff and not cook them at all. You want to put it in the refrigerator. That's okay to do that, but listen to this advice. On the day that you want to bake them, take that batter out of the refrigerator like plenty of time, several hours, to let it get room temperature, because you're not going to be able to drop them by the teaspoon and all that. Look at my hair sticking up. They'll be all frozen up, you know, from being in the refrigerator. Now I'm going to take this one in a minute, and I'm going to put some more on it. I'm going to do all mine now. Let me see if I can get it down. Y'all, the reason I've got on a t-shirt today, it's almost, well, it's 78 or something like that, almost 80 degrees in Andalusia, Alabama. And today is December the 7th. I think it's the 7th today. I'm not going to show you this for another day or two. Might show it tomorrow. I don't know. I can't get everything on there. Besides, y'all don't all see it. I know you don't. You don't even see it. I do all this work. Y'all don't see it. You're watching something else. I don't know what you're watching. All right. Got me some good cold milk in there. I get a cookie. It's not totally cool yet. It's still a little warm. Now I'll show you how I know. Because of that goo in the side, that chocolate. So good. George loved it when I cooked these, when they came fresh out of the oven. He liked them still warm. They are so good, y'all. Can you see it? Get it close up. It's good. I'm so thankful that when I was created inside my mother's womb, that I was born, and that God gave me taste buds, that I could taste all the sour and the sweet and everything that we eat tastes different. Have y'all ever thought about that? Every single thing we eat has a different flavor. I don't care how many hundreds of fruits or vegetables or whatever you put out there. We're as the scripture said, I can't quote it exactly, fearfully and wonderfully made. And think about our eye and how we can see and see color. And but Hannah tells me I'm colorblind, but whatever, I'm the color I'm seeing, I like it. But to have taste buds and to be able to hear, and how the ear works, and how the eye works, and how our brain controls everything. It's amazing. And how I was actually formed in my mother. She was a precious woman. I'll tell you that. So was my daddy. So inside of me, I have my mother's genes. I have my daddy's genes. Probably some genes from grandparents way back when. It's amazing, isn't it? But I'm glad that I have a, see, they're harder now. I'm glad that I have taste buds. They're good, y'all. Make you some of these for your family. Oh, and by the way, today I was listening to Christian radio. I have it set on my, I'll tell you what stations they are sometimes. It's back there in my bedroom, so I don't really know. The one I listen to won't be the same one you hear. But they were talking about that something that I wrote about. I'm just shocked. They were talking about the family table, that table right over there. And that children who grow up around a family table with conversation and encouragement and just sitting around the table, it doesn't matter what you're eating. That is not the point. It's that you're around that table. It builds character in your children. They are more likely not to commit suicide. They're more likely to have a good attitude. They're more likely to not get depressed. Just all kinds of, they do better in the workforce and at school and all. So, and I'm thinking, I knew that already, y'all. And where have I always told you that I was raised? Right there around that teeny weeny kitchen table that Mom and Daddy had. It was so close to the refrigerator that you couldn't open the refrigerator door unless the person sitting at the table got up and did it. And that was me usually sitting on that side. So I got up and got whatever they wanted out of there. If we'd forgotten to put the jelly or the jam or whatever it is. So I'm thankful. And I'm thankful that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm thankful I was born. I'm thankful I got a chance to grow up. And look at me now. I heard a message today about Moses, and he had a pretty hard life and different things, and till he was almost 80 years old. And here I'm almost 80, and God's given me a platform to talk to y'all and to make new friends and to encourage and cry on each other's shoulders. I don't know, but isn't it amazing? It's just amazing how good he is to us. I love y'all. I'm going to finish eating this cookie, and I'm going to eat one more. And I'm going to finish the rest of my meal. This is my supper. This is my supper, y'all. Cookies, chocolate chip oatmeal cookies. But you remember the page number I told you. But if you don't have the book, just try to go by what I'm saying. It'll be delicious. Love y'all. Bye-bye.